Work. I forgot that I had to do an update on Crisp, and that usually makes the microphone die on OBS. Hello, 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 and welcome to another daily One Lion of Code. I am One Lion, and which review control? Stop asking. Um, um, and today is in fact Friday. Hello, Napalm. Welcome. It's Friday, according to Napalm. Thank you so much for being here. So, being Friday, it's Community Day on our channel, and what that means is I invite you, our lovely community, to feel free to have conversations with me directly through voice on Discord, which I will hop into the room now. I am making sure that that is getting output to the recording. So, the these videos are recorded and posted to YouTube. And so that means if you do decide that you want to join me on the Discords to use your voice will be captured with the recording of this video and will be posted to YouTube. So if you're not comfortable with that, you definitely don't have to join the voice channel, but you are welcome. You are welcome to. Welcome. Okay, that said, I'm gonna open up a few things. And then I was also mentioning how this background makes me look a lot more shaded, darker than usual. The window swap scene. Okay, that's open. What screen are you gonna use, OBS? It's a secret. Oh, can't say that. It's a secret. Okay. And Nightlight is here. Hello, Nightlight. I am currently lit by the night, as you can see. Or I'm just in my cave. All right. So happy Community Day to you. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a fantastic week through the end of your week or whatever day you happen to end your week. Um, this, just so that we have something on screen, is the project that we work on during our normal stream days and sometimes on Fridays if I don't have anyone that wants to do conversation or anything like that. And it is a financial management tracker. Financial management slash tracker. When did I put a slash in there? Maybe that should be the official name of it. But anyway, financial management slash tracking application. And what I use it for is, or what I want to use it for, is to replace an Access database thing that I have with a Blazor version of it that allows me specifically to enter any of my financial transactions that have been performed on various accounts. So I want to track my checking and my savings and my credit charges and my the everything's. But I want to do it manually. I don't want to have it import those transactions from my external financial institutions because I have Mint for that. I have other accounting software for that. They call it Excel, dude. Yeah, and I do. I also, so on top of the Access database, I also have Excel, an Excel portion of it, where I pretty much have a day view. Actually, what can we see? If I create a copy, and I do some deleting, do delete, 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 delete. Combined personal data. Okay. And then if I do some more deleting, delete. Delete. Put in some fake numbers for this. Put in a fake number for this. Okay, and zero everything out. Values. And values. Does anyone have any values? I can leave that up. Right, anything else that is weird in here? That looks like everything. We'll zero all of these out too. And delete this. And delete this. I'll just delete all this. Okay, okay. Cleaned up. What did I miss in chat? Nothing. A whole bunch of stream elements. So hopefully I don't give anything important away. I fill in my information using Access, and I enter in, like I said, if I buy something, then I enter that payment transaction. If I receive money, I enter it as a deposit. Account numbers, got it. And if I transfer money between tracked accounts, then I enter it as a transfer, obviously. And so what this does is it uses the data, since it's all in SQL, the underlying data store is a SQL database, then I am able to also use that as a data source for my Excel. So this data here is actually connected to the specific views that I have in SQL Server so that I can get the information about each day. So given the year, which I'm not going to go to that tab because I forgot to clear out my starting balances, given the year, then it'll give me my daily balance that has already happened and then do a strike through if it's a day in the past, or if it's a day in the future, then based off of these normally have my monthly bills in it. Then based off of my monthly bills, it'll increase the credit card or decrease the checking savings accounts by that amount. And then I have a projection through the end of the year of how much money I anticipate having had changed for that year. And then these numbers here are all how much actually changed for the months that passed, and then how much is expected to change for the next months. So I have like a system in place that actually does what I want it to do. I have a lot of really weird stuff where like all of the actual dates are out here so that my conditional formatting just uses the date in that field, and it says if that date is today, then highlight or change the cell color to this pretty blue and then do it for that column. Ooh, that's a great question, Zurich. I will tell you. Well, I don't know if I can tell you any more because from all of the improvements that have been made in Blazor versus the last time that I used MVC. So I'm sure that they've done some improvements, but I will answer that. Marcus uploaded a picture on his current project improvements on Discord. Awesome, created with OpenAI. We will take a look. But yeah, so this is essentially all of the stuff that I track. And then of course I was like, if I ask for, and then I put in some random numbers here for now. This salary, when I try to get a new job, then this is how much I can expect to make more than what I am making now. And yeah, take home difference. And then, so I put in some fake numbers here, some fake numbers here, spreadsheets. So this is the companion app to that Access database thing. And so I don't hate this because I can just open it up and then look at it and then the data refreshes. And then I can see, okay, as a ballpark figure, this is how much I expect to have at the end of the year. Again, this is just a random number that I put in here because I didn't want to give away how much I'm actually evaluating myself at the moment. Maybe in the future, I'll let you know. But this number, like at my old job, I can say this. At my old job, I made 86,000 a year doing full stack, like literally full stack, including server maintenance, including configuration, doing IIS, doing DevOps, doing SQL Server, database management, doing back end work, doing front end work, all of it. And I was like, mm, that that's not quite right. So anyway, that's that. There you go. Now you know the companion app. Okay, so the question earlier from Zurich Twitch was, how is the performance with Blazor compared to ASP MVC? So there are two, maybe now three parts to it because Blazor is just the UI component of all of your applications, not the entire model. If you want to talk about the model for your application, then you have Blazor WebAssembly and you have Blazor Server. And even within Blazor WebAssembly, you have hosted ASP.NET API, and you have just the WASM portion only. And they all have their performance considerations. So when you compare, probably the closest thing that you could compare to MVC directly would be Blazor Server. And what that means, the comparison of that is, I would hazard to say Blazor Server is more responsive as far as your UI is concerned because you can write C# everywhere. You can manipulate your UI using just C#. Unfortunately, that still depends on your network connection because all of your UI interactions are still being done on the server side. So if you're dragging and dropping something, then every move, like especially if you're updating the values as you drag. So let me see if I can find a HTML drag and drop live update. Do you have any samples? Samples? Do you just have a fiddle or anything? Anything? There was an error on the page. Okay. That one doesn't have live. Do you have live? Oh my gosh. Okay, that one has the hover effect. Yeah, we just saw that. And now what about live update? What about, okay, so imagine as you are dragging that you're actually swapping the item places. And each of these is represented by a C# object, even if it's just a string or a small user-defined class that has the content and position, maybe. Probably not position. You'd manage that in the list. Anyway, so as you're doing that, you're getting all of these UI updates. You're getting I'm dragging this thing and I am hovering over this other item. You have quite a few ways to do it, but two ways that I can think of off the top of my head. The first one is you have some CSS selector, and I don't even know if it's a thing, where you have it dragging, and that makes that specific item that you are dragging take on these CSS classes or styles. And then you have the hover effect while dragging, which gives it that bordered outline. The dashed border is what I said. And so every single one of those UI changes is going, provided it's not provided to you by CSS. That's the second one. The second one is you're using C# to set a class on that element. And if you're doing that, you're sending the information to the server that you have hovered over this thing. You're changing a variable that says, I'm hovering over this element, and yes, I am dragging something. So apply this CSS. The server renders that and then sends the information back to the client and gives it the diff. Applies the diff in order to make the change to just this small element here. So there's still a client-server communication happening for Blazor Server when you are doing UI changes that involve C# or anything that triggers a re-render that's not just using CSS or JavaScript, local JavaScript. And so if you have a slow network connection or unreliable network connection, this could be choppy. So performance-wise, as far as responsiveness, because you are sending your UI interactions to the server to have it re-rendered and then sent back in Blazor Server, then it might perform worse than MVC, depending on how you've implemented it. Excuse me. Blazor WebAssembly, on the other hand, all of your UI logic gets shipped to the browser, and so anything that you do here is running in that browser session without needing to go to the server to do an update, unless you're doing stuff like updating your a database representation of this structure that says, as you move things, do an API call, tell it to update the order immediately, etc., etc. But that shouldn't affect your UI. Yeah. And I did find that out. And the way that I found that out, the reason that I used that as an example, oh my gosh, one lion, Blazor component library, okay, is that I created a drag and drop UI. And not only did I create it with the intent of running this as Blazor WebAssembly, but I also had a Blazor server version that was also running with it. And what that means is I needed it to be performant in both Blazor Server and Blazor WebAssembly. And I found that Blazor Server had a lot of issues with live updating the order. And I don't think I have my live update examples on here. I think we looked before on both. Maybe we do. Yeah. So here you can see where it's like lagged behind my actual drag. Ready. So to be honest, I don't know why it's happening on GitHub static pages. A bit like my voice commands. I don't know why it's happening on GitHub static pages, because you would assume that this is just using WASM and that the application is running directly in the browser. and not needing to go to the server, but I honestly don't know why it's happening here. But this is the behavior that I saw happening in Blazor server specifically, and not the WASM version of the same app. Yeah. So ding against Blazor server for UI intensive work that works with C# variables and controls the UI using C#. But benefit to Blazor server for all of the amazing work that they have done on optimizing the code for speed, for responsiveness, for just overall usability. And then the ease of being able to build up your UI using components and just taking this component that you created over here and using it wherever you want. And just it's such an easy experience versus Blazor, not Blazor, versus MVC. Again, we're comparing Blazor to MVC. So in MVC, you typically have your controller, which is an action that will either return a page or return a partial, or I said either, that will return a page, a partial, file, any kind of action, any kind of action. I was like, isn't there another word on that? From the controller, and then you have separate UI or JSON, yeah. So anything that is an action, or HTTP response. I don't know what the word is. I can't think of the word right now. Action result. Gosh. So the data directly, which turns into a JSON response. The or no, it doesn't. For API controllers, it does by default. But for MVC controllers, it's actually just the object itself. And that object goes to whatever is calling it and requesting it. I would still structure it very much the same way that I structure my Blazor WebAssembly application, which is my controllers are pretty dumb. They don't have logic in them except for to return the page. And maybe you can have the model validation in it too. So like by default, you get the model validator. I don't know what it's called. It's been a long time since I've used MVC. But I would say Blazor WebAssembly is the closest in structure to MVC apps, and Blazor WebAssembly outperforms MVC in my opinion because you can use C# everywhere. But the place that WASM lags behind MVC is that WASM is a client-side project that needs to ship to the browser. And so, yeah, and I'm not saying they want to replace MVC. I'm comparing Blazor WebAssembly to MVC because the question was, how is the performance with Blazor compared to MVC? So I'm just providing information. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Well, Blazor server is also for SPA, I would say. Because you still have only your underscore host.cs HTML, or is it just host, as your single page, and then the app runs within that. So you're not refreshing the page or navigating from one page to another. So I guess that begs the question, is SPA restricted to just client-side applications? Or does the actual definition of SPA only consider whether you have more than one page? Because my understanding is that it has to do with you're not doing any kind of postbacks, refreshing the page, navigating from one page to another page. It's all that initial page that you start on, and then the content within that page changes based off of your interactions with it. Yeah, so in JavaScript, it's things like fetch and Ajax and XHR requests. Yeah, and that would be my argument is that Blazor server is still SPA. But then, like Blazor itself is just a UI technology, and that's it. That's all you should think of Blazor as a way for you to write UI using HTML and C Sharp because it's not just a web technology. You can use it in desktop applications as well. But yeah, you're welcome, Zurich. There are a million other things that you can consider when comparing the performance of a server-side technology like MVC or even ASP.NET Pages. Razor Pages is what I said, with the Blazor ecosystem. And there are trade-offs. There are things that you should consider. So the other thing about Blazor Server is you are managing all of the circuits, it's what they call it. Most of us know it as sessions, but it's the session plus a little bit of extra information for how to reconnect the session and how to just keep everything going. And so, yeah, needing to have that connection there the whole time is a lot like MVC and Razor Pages and stuff. But that's a world according to Napalm. For me, SPA is static website hosting that allows for routing from a single index. So, what about React apps that have a Node or what Express backend? I don't know JavaScript framework, so I'm just guessing. This sounds like correct terminology to me. Yeah, exactly. Marcus said best not to enter a lot of data when you're driving through a tunnel using Blazor server. Yeah, as soon as that connection dies, it's you have to have some pretty good guards to get the session back. All right, so Marcus also said that he had some pictures for an improvement project that he's been doing, and he used AI to generate this picture. OpenAI specific. Oh my gosh, that is a big picture. How am I supposed to get it in frame? Wow. Okay. So did OpenAI actually generate the text too? Hello, Dragon Spirit Games. How are you on this fine Friday? You've come in on Community Day, where we just chill, have conversations. All right, enjoy your meeting. I hope it's not stressful, and I hope you have fun. We have conversations about technology. I prefer talking about like .NET and Blazor, but you can definitely talk about any technology you want. And Dukesoft is here. Hello, Dukesoft. Looking forward to building my game again on Monday. What kind of game? Have I been to you? Are you a streamer? Oh, your account stuff looks really cool. Were there other pictures, Marcus, or was that the improvement? And you did put in the text yourself. They have announced Firebird. I think it's Firebird. Adobe Firebird, which can do text, I believe. And there are a couple of other generative models that can do text better. I think DaVinci, uh, I think it's called Leonardo, actually, is getting better at it. There were loads more. I got to pick it away. No worries. I was addicted, and I still am. I just haven't had the time to play with it as much as I normally do. But I'm addicted to generative models as well, things that generate pictures. Like the lion logo that you see up there is AI generated. I have tons and tons and tons and tons. And actually, I'm kind of interested to know what is my disk space. And I've deleted a bunch too. But how much disk space am I using on generated pictures? Show me properties. Show me properties. 931 gigabyte. No, wait, that's size. I was like, that's more than I thought. Okay, it's counting. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh, only 1.22 gigabytes. And in my archived? Um, that one's counting up a little bit further. So 1.2 gigabytes of pictures that I have not archived slash deleted. Oh, no, that's 1.22 gigabytes of images that I haven't reviewed yet to know which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to delete slash archive. And then I eventually need to actually delete them after I archive them because that means that I didn't like them and I don't want to keep them, but it's so hard to delete them. Um, here's the current count while we're waiting for that. But Dragon Spirit Games is a streamer, so let's do some looking while that keeps counting. Man, I love this. It's the uh ROG. It's reminiscent of ROG. I like it a lot. I like it. Wait, that's Alicia. I wanted to see your stuff, not Alicia. Well, I mean, I'm already lurking on her stream, so there we go. 32 gigs of pictures. 32 and a half gigs. That's a lot of pictures. 53,812 divided by, I would say, about 2.3. So I have the associated prompt file. So every single picture, I told it to output the prompt that I used to generate it with the model, the seed, all of the parameters that I used for the picture so that I could regenerate it if I ever wanted to. Just go into about 5 minutes. I want to hear you. Oh, you guys aren't going to be able to hear them. And I'm not going to be able to hear you because I have the tab muted while I stream. You're the one that has the school. I don't know what this is. I thought it was a school. But this is like an actual place or something, and you're reproducing it in. Yeah, look at that. I can't pronounce that. Rick's Museum. Is that close? In Amsterdam. Yeah, I saw this on. I saw Irish John showing this off. Yes. And then this is your character, your PC. Hmm. So cool. You know what? We should be able to do a regular shout out and do a video shout out where you guys can actually hear if you have any shout outs on there. Any, what are they called? Clips. Here we go. Come on, clip. Come on. No clips yet. Okay, I need to mute again because Alicia's site is showing, or channel is showing ads, and they are loud. But yeah, definitely will check you out. Did I? I was there and I didn't push the follow button. Boom, followed. I look forward to watching you work. Started streaming less than 2 months ago. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm almost always lurking on 2 or 3 streams at the same time. Multi-stream. So like right now, Bardaki and Alicia are streaming. And so if I see you, then I will definitely be lurking while I working. Next one is Monday at 8 p.m. Central European time. Is that what CET is? So that is what, UTC minus one? UTC plus one? It's somewhere around UTC. UTC plus one. With 2 kids, a wife, and a full time job, it can be hard to find a decent schedule. Understand. So, I don't have any kids. I have a wonderful, amazing wife that I absolutely love spending time with, and I don't want things to get in the way of that, plus a full time job as well. And then another thing that I'll talk about eventually. But yeah, drag and drop. Even with not as full of a schedule as you, I also have trouble. So right now I'm Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 2 hours. I used to be able to stream my day job. Like while I was working at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal, I was pretty much streaming all day long while I worked and able to show the work product that I was working on. And there were things that happened at that job that encouraged me to find a different place of employment. And so I did. But the place that I work at now doesn't allow me to. Ooh, we got a delivery to stream my current work. And so we cut down to 2 hours a day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, enjoy. I hope to see you when you stream. So 8 p.m. for you would be 12 p.m. for me. So about an hour from now? Wait. What did you just say? You said something about 10 p.m. Oh, no, you said 10 days. So it's like 7 p.m. for you right now, right? Or 6. 7 p.m. Sorry, 1900. I can't believe I actually did a time conversion in my head. That was weird. 1800 in UK. I understand both. And apocalypse is here. The noise had my words just all jumbled up. Apocalypse. Popocalypse. I should change job too. I'm getting scammed. 55K Canadian. I don't know what CAD is per year. That's one thing that I can't do in my head. Yes, Canadian. Yeah, mine wasn't like I was definitely underpaid um at my previous job, but man, I had so much freedom. I got to use Blazor as soon as it came out. the work was so fun, except when. There's a few. Except when. And those except whens were enough to drive me crazy. And one of the things that made everything go a little bit further was when our supervisor, so my wife worked at the same place with me, when my supervisor gave us COVID. I was like, oh man, someone that has so little respect for other people. I'm kind of tired of being around that. And so lately at the job that I got now, which again I'm loving the work. It's a desktop application that uses Blazor um, for the UI, which is so cool. I'm doing the thing that I love most, that I'm good at, and able to do it for a desktop application. So the gist of the application is that it's a hardware diagnostics application that is pre-installed on OEM machines, and you can also download it from the Windows Store. So many people use it. Well, many people have it installed on their machines. I still struggle to think that a lot of people utilize it because it's one of those softwares that comes pre-installed on your computer if you buy one of these brands. WPF. The question was Maui or WPF. Um, and so it's like a lot of people when they have pre-installed software, they just uninstall as much as they can because it takes up disk space. But it's a really good application, I will say that. It has some pretty cool hardware tests, and we're making it even better. I'm working on improving the UI even more, so I came here to implement a UI redesign, and we're making it even better than it was. It's so much fun. But yeah, so I'm enjoying that. However, the team unfortunately is they have different values than I have, and I don't think it's a right fit, this team. I've been working with them for a year now, and there are still things that I just can't understand how they do those things or why they have adopted those practices. And the issue for me is that I want to finish my portion of the work and get it stable and clean and documented and ready for anyone else to be able to pick up and just run with before I even make any moves. Plus, since Sagetti is a consulting firm, which by the way, I work for Sagetti, and any views and opinions that I express on this channel are my own and not the views and opinions of Sagetti. Since I work for Sagetti and they're a consulting firm, my first move should be to say, hey, what are they called? People manager. I think it's time for me to move to a new project because this team, I don't, I may not be the right fit for this team. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of don't even want to work corporate anymore. Like I was working social civil service for 14 years before I got my private sector developer job. And then I've been working private sector since 2017. And then I've been working this corporate private sector job since last year. And it's like, uh, I think the place that I would work the best would be, if I had to work for someone else, would be just a smaller consulting firm. Product company would be nice, or a consultancy that helps other people, other companies do their work, or work for myself, which would be nice. Mumble, mumble, mumble. My Dell computer has like its own separate update software, like Windows Update. Yeah, so it's stuff like that. Lenovo has the actions. I don't know what it's called. Lenovo has theirs. HP has it. My Wacom doesn't, which is surprising. My Wacom, the only thing that it has is a little, what is this thing called? Desktop center. And of course, the utilities for configuring the pen and touch actions and stuff like that. But it's a Wacom Mobile Studio tablet PC. But yeah, it really doesn't have very many things in the way of bloatware or not really bloatware. I can't really call it bloatware because it's intended to be helpful utility programs, but it doesn't do any kind of diagnostics on itself or configurations or updates. You just kind of use the operating system's update mechanism for drivers and stuff. But yeah, one day, one day. That's all I'm gonna say. One day, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. What am I pushing? Okay, so that's ways to had a thingy. So the other thing that I would like to do, and again, the I mentioned this only once because I was carried away with talking with you guys in chat, but the voice room in Discord is open. If you feel like coming in and using your voice there, we can have a conversation live with voice. But if not, then let's continue our conversation in chat. No problems whatsoever. Okay. The fun thing that I was wanting to do is about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, two community days ago, we started looking at the Windows Insider update for the HoloLens that puts Windows 11 on the HoloLens, which means that it also has access to the WebView 2, aka WinUI 3 stuff. And so we tried to just throw something together. Like I made a whole bunch of guesses and assumptions and created this UWP project in Visual Studio because I assume that in order to deploy an app to the HoloLens, since in Unity, if you're creating HoloLens or augmented reality apps targeting the HoloLens, you use yes, you use UWP as the target platform. And so I was like, maybe if we just did a UWP app the same way that we did a Maui app and a WPF app with our same Blazor UI. So I did that and I threw it together. I'm like, we should have access to Blazor WebView since we have access to the WebView 2. So I threw a. Oh, no, I didn't even do that yet. The only thing that I did with this was use their example for adding a WebView 2 control that just shows Bing on it. And then I wanted to see if we could deploy this to the HoloLens while I had the HoloLens connected at the time. Oh, yeah, yeah. And what we ended up doing was publishing it, publish, as an app package. And then we tried sideloading it into the HoloLens, is what we did. And that didn't work. So I'd be interested in doing just a little bit more searching to see if there's new information out about using UWP with a HoloLens and seeing if we can take our current progress on the app and running it in the HoloLens. But if you would like to see something else or discuss something else, then please feel free to let me know. But unless and until I hear something else, I will start doing some internet searching. And we're going to try Bard. We're going to try, oh, we can't try ChatGPT, unfortunately. We're going to try Bing. And we're going to pit them against each other to the death. Where's my mouse? I've lost my mouse. No, not to the death, to the pain. Okay, I would like to know how to create an application using WebView to control for the HoloLens 2. Dang it, Dukasoft. I'm gonna ask Bing the same question. I'm sorry, what? So process search results, consolidate them, and give me the steps needed. You know, using text and internet searching. Dang it. Watch it come back and say, don't get snarky with me. That's pretty much what it said. Don't get snarky with me. Be nice to your local AI or global AI, I guess. One day it will rule you, and you don't want to be on its bad side when it does. You know, that brings up a hilarious thing that my wife showed me. I think I've told you guys before about Big Hormone Enneagram, where it's a podcast about a group of people that discuss the Enneagram and various aspects of it in a way that's kind of disconnected from the common academic version of explaining the Enneagram. And they have some really, really good insights. Anyway, they posted a funny thing that they found. I wonder if I could actually find it because it's better to show than to tell. Hey, you. Okay, tab. Um, what are they called? Memes? Oh, man, it's really hard for me to. Uh, I hear running. I don't think you'll be able to find that one. I didn't think so. Like, I'd have to go to Big Hormone's actual postings. Was it their Facebook? Anyway, okay, I'll just tell you the gist of it. The gist of it is um, I'll also paraphrase because I'm pretty sure it was harsher words than this. But isn't it crazy? I'll say crazy that we live in a world where being told that AI is going to take over our jobs is a bad thing. I was like, you know, it's it's kind of true. Anyway, I thought that was funny. I thought that it was interesting. It's a bold statement, and I kind of agree with it. It's kind of sad that we are so hung up on AI taking over our jobs that we can't see it as a tool that we can use and giving us more freedoms to do what humans do, to be able to choose what you want to do. It would be nice. It'd be nice if we could all just get along, hop on a boat, hang out together, you know? Okay. Up, down. Okay, so anyway, Bing gave us some answers. And Bing says to create an application using WebView to control for the HoloLens, and we'll see if this is a HoloLens hallucination or not. You will need to set up your dev environment tools for creating HoloLens 2 Unity apps that use WebView 2 to display web context. But I mean, yeah, the general idea of having work automated and reduced is a bad thing to so many people. And it's like, it's kind of scary if you think about it. Especially with how much people complain about the work that they have to do. Then create the Unity project for HoloLens 2 and begin and add the mixed reality WebView plugin for Unity by using the mixed reality feature toolkit. We'll see if this is a thing. We will see if this thing is lying to me. And we will do that by opening Unity Hub. And we will create a new project. Is this the most recent version? We'll do it using, yeah, we'll use the latest LTS, I guess. 3D Core, I'm pretty sure was the right project type. Excuse me, why are you even expanded? And this is going to be a UWP test site. And if we do it this way, does that mean that we can't use our existing component library unless we turn it into, well, yeah, I don't even know how to use NuGet packages. So we'd have to create the DLL for it and then use that reference directly. Okay, this is going to take a bit to come up, but I made everyone get quiet with that comment. Everyone's like, that's not a popular opinion. People losing their jobs is bad. I'm like, that's not what I mean. Ah, it's opening. While I'm waiting for that to open, let's ask Bard more directly. What are the steps required to create a HoloLens 2 application that uses WebView 2? Is that direct enough? I'm not asking you to create. Oh, Bard. Can you search for it? I need information for what you're looking for. Specific article? The specific information I'm looking for. It's like they've given it the personality of tech support. Specific information I'm looking for is how to create. Bye. 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 No, it doesn't look like that was the latest LTS. Okay. It's indeed just like my latest talk with tech support. Uh, have you tried turning it off and on again? Let's see if I still remember how to set up a project when you are creating a new HoloLens app. So, step one is to open up the MRTK, whatever that thing was called, toolkit. Wait, toolkit is TK. You can't say MRTK toolkit because that's just redundant. Feature tool is what I said. Unity repos, mixed reality feature tool. Okay. This should be going and getting the latest one. So they've stopped development on MRTK, so I won't be able to find. There's not going to be anything new under the sun for MRTK, at least not for the foreseeable future. So the thing that I need is the project folder that you can't just paste in here. You have some here. Discover features. And so according to Bing, there should be a feature that is the WebView 2. You can't even search. Blech. Okay, regular mixed reality toolkit. This is the latest stable version of it. And then this is the preview version, MRTK3, that, again, no more development is going to be made on. But I am not seeing WebView 2 or WinUI 3 in our list of features. Um, there is a mixed reality WebView. That's promising. Okay, so then let's add the things that we should add. We need core. We need input, spatial manipulation. I don't remember. UX components, non-canvas, UX core. We can definitely add speech stuff, but we can add it after the fact if we need it. OpenXR plugin. And I can't remember what else we normally need. Mixed reality input for cross-platform targeting. So like what, oh yeah, that's right. You would normally get everything in one go that you need by choosing the Mixed Reality Toolkit Foundation. But again, this is a 2.x feature. Do, 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 do. Who knew that my Teams was going to open on that window? I can use SSMS do backup, which should let you pick a location on the DB server to back it up to. Might be example files in there. What time is it? How much time do I got? I should be relatively available in about an hour. Okay. I don't know what extended assets are, but I want them. MRTK tools, yes, I want them. That's how I choose. I'm like, these are the features that sound like there's stuff that I want, so I give them to me. Let's do it. So all this does is it adds the references to the manifest. So it should go pretty fast. To the next page. There you go. And then adds it to the manifest. The end. Then when we go back into the Unity editor, that's when it does the actual imports. Hello, Abadus. Abadus. So we're trying to see if we can follow some instructions for getting a HoloLens 2 app that uses WebView 2 and uses our current project's UI. Okay, dismiss, move. I have a ghostly glow from the monitor today. Yeah, it's pretty dreary outside. It's really nice. Instructions. Ew, unfollow. I got disfollowed. I'm hoping that the it's been a long time since I've set up a new HoloLens project, but I'm hoping that it still has that wizard that will do all of the settings for you. We should get a new menu item for the HoloLens. I mean for the mixed reality toolkit right here. New menu item. New menu item. Yeah, it's probably because they changed the way that it does what it does in MRTK3. That's going to make it difficult. Or I could just go back and use MRTK2. I have no idea what kind of issues this is going to cause having both of them in here, though. So I would like the extensions, foundation, and plane finding, standard assets, and tools. Gimme. Hello, Goku Jax. So we are just playing around with, if you didn't hear earlier, we are just playing around with trying to get our app that we've been working on the stream as an augmented reality app. So I thought that you could just create a UWP project and target ARM64. Where's my publish? Yes. ARM64. Make it release. 1.x.x. Create it. And so this would give me the package that I would need to send over to the HoloLens to install it, but I have not been able to install the project. Install the package. Install the application. Okay, do I have my new menu yet? Why don't I have my new menu yet? What am I doing wrong? Project settings. Project settings, we need to go to player, this. Nope, not remembering. It's been such a long time. We need to go to services. No. I can't remember. There was something to do with making sure that it's using the right pipeline and something, 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 and also something else to do with something. So maybe let's just look in preferences. No, it's oh, right. Build settings. Change it over to use UWP, ARM64, latest, well, specific version. I don't remember, but it probably has to be the newer one if we're planning on using the UWP controls. Visual Studio 2022, remote device. You guys are going to see my IP for my HoloLens. I think 42? 47. That was close. Switch. And we won't need to deploy it yet, so I won't fill in my username and stuff. For now, I just want to know how to even get a UWP, a WebView 2 control in here, which we should be able to do from this package. And what that even looks like. Is it just a flat panel that displays a web page essentially? Doo, doo, doo. Okay, so we are switched, add open scene. And still, I don't have the MRTK settings thing. Yeah, too early. Package manager. Project settings. I know that there's something in project settings that I'm supposed to. That was just in time, though. How? I'm totally missing it. There's supposed to be an XR plugins, I think is what it was. XR plugin management or something. Yeah, I don't even see stuff from here showing up. That's not how you do that. That's the game window. Yeah. So it really is just a panel with a whole bunch of components. But it doesn't even look like it has any special. It has a WebView script. I tried to open the prefab. Oh, gosh. Interesting. Yeah, that's where, yeah. Please fix any compilation errors. So apparently I have compilation errors. I probably just started off with compilation errors to begin with, and that's why nothing is working anyway. So if I go into edit project settings, I don't see the XR plugin. I'm pretty sure it says XR plugin management. The more I think about it, the one where you go in, you pick OpenXR and mixed reality, Microsoft mixed reality, and you set all the things in there. And yeah, so we're going to scratch that. Scratchy. And where did it go? Does anyone know what I did with my head? I think I lost it. Deleted. Actually, just removing it from the list. And yeah, that's fine. I was gonna go manually delete it anyway. Dude. Just so bushy. Okay. I am going to go back to the interwebs and see if this thingy here tells me how to do the initial. Wait. Wait, did you see that? That article said what I wanted to see. You know what? Let's go to my. Dang it. Dang it. I don't know if I can. So if you have lots of holograms, does that mean the battery will run down faster? Mm, I don't know that it's so much the number of holograms as much as it is the animations and the total, like the size of them. So if you had one hologram that's just a screen, for example, and it's taking up your entire view, then the light that it needs to send out to create the hologram will be the thing that drains your battery. And then, of course, the computation needed to do animations would be the other thing that drains your battery. So maybe a little bit for memory for yeah, and how many polygons, I guess. Dang. I don't I don't want to register. Are you gonna like cause issues? So I recently changed over all of my Microsoft Learn profile stuff to a different account. And that account was associated with another email or with this old account so that I could get all of the progress that I made, including my certifications. Okay, Visual Studio, Unity for HoloLens 2 development, choosing an XR plugin, configure the Unity project, but you didn't tell me how to start a new project. UWP, build ILCC settings, add modules. Okay, do we have build support for yeah, Windows build support ILCP 2, IL2 CPP, C++. Um, yes, this. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. Get started with Targetville, blah, 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 eat some tacos. Oh man, I love tacos. Thanks for bringing it up, Dukasoft. Like, if you have 1,000 holograms, does it make it a hollow kilo? It sure does. We recently introduced MRTK3 and then said we're not going to do any more development on MRTK. The MRTK3 documentation, as I recall, is not great. Oh, hush fun. It's not a version number. There's information about it, but tell me beginning to end. How do I create a new project? With words, because I normally like to watch videos to do my stuff, but I mean, I don't want to watch a video now. I just want words. Words? Okay, we'll use these words. Okay, so we create a new project. Step 1, new project. You select 3D Core, which I did. Name it whatever you want to name it. Put it in the folder that you want to put it. And create. Make sure that you aren't using a. So we actually had this issue on yesterday. It was yesterday. We were working with another team's code base in order to do some integrations with our app, and we couldn't get their build to build. There were a lot of issues with it. Like, one thing that I don't understand and I have never understood is when you have a cross team repo, or just any repo in general. Like, I thought best practice was if you have a separate repo for, say, the backend, that your backend is a thing that is completely independent of your front end, and your front end repo you can make changes to without affecting your backend. And if you make changes to your backend, then the only thing that you should do, at least for desktop applications, is pull in the new versions of the NuGet packages or the packages themselves. What this other team has, and what we have started doing a little bit of, which just my brain goes, I don't get it, is referencing the other repo in the UI repo. So referencing projects from the other repo in the UI repo, which means that anyone in the future that does not have the project set up on their machine would need to know, I need to clone that repo and this repo and have them in this specific folder structure, because the project references are direct references to the projects relative to where it is on disk. And I'm like, you wanted me to do what? And so I just never understood that. Okay, I don't care. You don't need to get the organization. How do I tell this thing that I don't want it to get the organization? Dude, here it is. XR plugin management. See what I see? Services. I don't I don't need the organization because I'm not using Azure or any kind of service. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't finish that story. And so one thing that happened was we like by default Visual Studio and a lot of things use your documents folder or your user profile source repos and then whatever you cloned it to inside of that folder. And so that's already a pretty long file name path there. And then they have their repo name, repo organization, I should say, and then the repo name, the project, and then, or the solution that has all of the projects, and then the project folder, and then bin architecture, or bin configuration, architecture, and then all of your files, all of your output files. So anyway, like Marcus said, path can get big pretty fast. And so we were getting, after resolving a lot of the reference issues, we were getting issues like could not copy over this DLL because we couldn't find it. It doesn't exist. And it's because the name exceeded the max path length. And so you have to set your system environment variables to say, is it an environment variable? It might have been a registry key to say allow file paths of 2048 or whatever characters. Used to have to work with 8.3 for the file name. What is 8.3? What is 8.3? File build set. Oh, so the first thing that I was supposed to do was change the build settings to target UWP. Not target UWP. Well, yes, target UWP and set the settings. Eight characters and 3 for the extension. Whoa. That is not a lot of wiggle room. I mean, it's smart to have something like that, but like for example, all of our projects are prefixed with a 3-letter prefix. So the project itself is at minimum 4 characters, and then you have the actual project name, And then if it's the .core project or if it's the .ui or whatever. So yeah, I guess minimum 6 characters, 7 if you include both dots. Platform UWP D3D latest installed minimum. That is what I have. Visual Studio version latest, and then you can do local machine or whatever. I'll leave it on local machine, even though I like debugging it in the HoloLens. Download and install the mixed reality feature toolkit. Tool feature. Wait, it didn't tell me to add the scene yet. Whoops. Okay, save. Thendel says, do you want to build a financial management tracker? Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore. Come out the door. It's like you've gone away. We used to be the best buddies, but now we're not. I wish you could tell me why. Do you want to build a financial management tracker? Doesn't have to be a financial management tracker. Okay, bye. I don't know the song. I'm sure it was supposed to be a song reference. Oh, do you want to build a snowman? Also, hello to you too. Mixed reality feature toolkit. It is installed. And so we're going to launch it. This is a bit of a stretch. Do you want to? That's the song that I was thinking. Do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? That. Okay. Mixed reality feature tool. So what we're trying to do, Fendel, is see if we can get the app that we've been working on the stream, which is, as you know, a cross-platform, multi-platform targeted app that uses Blazor for the UI, into the HoloLens using the WebView 2 control that came out with the Windows 11 update, Insider Preview update. But first, I need to remember how to even create a HoloLens app to begin with. And so we're running through some instructions on how to even set up the app. Select Start, choose the location of the thing, choose Discover Features, Discover Features, click the plus sign, choose the foundation. It must be configured in order to use. And then the OpenXR plugin. Oops, no MRTK3 yet. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So we're just using the minimum set that they're telling us to use. I'm okay with this. This is Unity. I have no idea how to stuff Unity. I do, but I have not done it in a long time. So maybe I don't. I was waiting for this thingy to do the install. Click import features and approve. And then close it, return to the editor so that it can do the actual import. And this is the thing that I was expecting to come up immediately. I'm supposed to get a pop-up that tells me to restart Unity so that it can do all of the configuration stuff for us. So once it's done with this, I'm expecting to see a window pop up that says, let's configure this, restart Unity, configure this, as well as a menu item that says mixed reality, Windows mixed reality, I think. Do the thing. And there it is. Yay! It actually came up. Anyway, I've left the shark circling in the living room. Best not to tell the grandkids as they will have not. Wait, what? What about sharks? Okay, come on. Open. I will butcher your name since you're allowing me to. Okay, so here is the thing that I was expecting to come up, and we finally got it. And I think it was because I tried to install the MRTK3 stuff to begin with. So we are going to follow the steps in this configuring thing. We're going to use the OpenXR. Check this if you need platforms beyond HoloLens 2, and we don't. We're definitely only going to try this for HoloLens 2. Cool. Give me the settings. This is what I was expecting to see. We check the box for you, and you, no, you. We push this button, fix all, and we wait for it to fix all. And these eventually do go away. Come on. Maybe they go away. Oh, yeah. We also needed to do this in this screen for you. And then we push. Oh, I don't remember. I just remember that there was a lot of clicking on the triangles and telling it to automatically fix. Oh, it was still installing and updating. Do, 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 do. Oh my gosh, a raid. I cannot believe we just got raided. Wow. I would not have expected this. You guys are probably all getting ads right now because I don't have pre-rolls turned off. Authentic response. Yes. Hello, everyone. I am One Lion, and this is One Lion of Code. Oh, yeah, right. I'm supposed to say your name correctly. It's Alicia. How'd I do? Oh my gosh, no way. That was a terrible. I'm sorry. I don't like butchering people's names, but you seem like you wanted to have fun with it. You got to watch an ad before the raid. Oh, before the raid. I think you nailed the pronunciation. So it is Friday. We still have about 20 minutes left in our normal stream. Fridays on this channel are community days. So if any of you are brave enough and feel like it, what I do on Fridays is I invite people into our Discord to have vocal conversations. If you feel like it, just keep in mind that these streams are recorded and they are posted to YouTube. after the stream is over, 24 hours after the stream is over. And so if you have any technology type topics, especially around .NET or like projects that you're working on that you want to talk about, questions that you might want answered, then you can do that either in chat and we can have a discussion there, or hop into Discord into one of the voice channels, not preferably, but for example, the stream waiting room. Then I'll pull you into the actual stream voice room where your voice will come through on the stream. Um, yes. Yes. Okay, so then I gotta click on this. So the thing that I'm doing now, the reason that you see Unity up on the stream, on the screen is because I normally work on this thing called the Financial Management Tracker, which is just an example app, a stream project that we've been working on together that's intended to show Blazor web development or Blazor multi-platform development, and good practices, C Sharp, .NET stuff, because that's what I did before I got my new job. So I used to work for a company that allowed me to stream my day job. And I got to do this for 6 hours a day during my work day, streaming my normal work. Then I got a new job, and at that new job, I'm not able to stream my regular day job. All of the stuff is hush hush, everything is secret, can't tell you anything about anything ever. And so I've been stealing 2 hours a day, 2 hours on Monday, Wednesday, Friday to still do Blazor development on the stream. And so in order to do that, we picked a project, and you can see the entire beginning to end of this project, or beginning to where we are now of this project, which I guess I can give an example of what it looks like. On YouTube's, all of my videos are posted to YouTube for this project specifically. And yeah, if you're willing to sit through about an hour and 45 minutes of chatter and 15 minutes of actual work interspersed, then feel free to watch those videos. But this project, again, is one that I have an Access database that I use to manually track my own finances. And I've been a .NET developer since about 2014, like officially 2014. Before that, I was doing ASP Classic, so not really .NET at the time. Um, how dare work not let you stream? And the project that I work on is so much fun. It's essentially what we're doing here, but only the WPF portion. So I was by trade a web developer, a full stack web developer for the longest time. Then starting with this job, they were like, we're doing a desktop app. And I'm like, well, I have experience using Blazor, and this new thing is coming out where you can do Blazor in desktop apps. Are you interested in doing that? They're like, that's exactly what we want. So join this team, keep doing Blazor, except for desktop instead of web. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Let me find this. And coming into our voice channel is none other than Peter, aka Live Coding. Here is the camera.
I'm the only brave person.
Desktop
Now,
app, huzzah!
first thing I do is I insult all of chat when I join the room. So this is normal. I guess I should be nicer to the raiders. But you're on notice, chat. You're slacking.
On notice. Oh, right. I was going to show the example of the project, I guess. So it currently doesn't look good because I do functionality first, and then we can do UI eventually. All right, so this is our landing page. This isn't a real login, but it lets you know that the Blazor app is showing. Here's the data entry pages where you can enter payments, deposits, transfers. So by financial transactions, I mean you buy something, it's a payment. From one of your accounts, tracked accounts, it's payment. You put money into one of those accounts, it's a deposit. You move money between the accounts, it's a transfer. Simple as that. Again, I have this in an Access database project thing with a SQL Server backend. And so Many, many fun things to be learned and done with it, such as database design, creation, management using Entity Framework, creating the UI using Blazor. This same UI is the UI that I use for the web application for the desktop WPF version. Oh, dang it, I meant to start it without debugging. And
Would
for
you
the
say
Maui
it's a
version. Go
is
ahead.
it a universal? Is it a universal UI? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, essentially. Yes, all of the components are in a separate library, as well as the application logic. So same exact app running in WPF. So this UI has access directly to your system. So I can do stuff like save files, read files, whatever you want it to do directly without a server. The end. So here is the UI project, which is a Blazor component library that has all of the routable pages in it, which right now is just the data entry page. I guess the landing page and the data entry page. And then a whole bunch of components. And then I have a shared components, which has just all of the generic components that can be used anywhere. But they're organized. So the organization of my project typically goes, here are the actual applications that the users can interact with. Here are the UI components. If I have a WebAssembly, then that usually goes in its own project. But Blazor, I guess I put Blazor Server as an app. This really should be up here. You know what? I'm going to put it up there.
I have a real actual programming question about
Yes,
your topic that
absolutely.
you were talking about. So,
Yeah.
would you say components are as easy for you now to make something like someone says, make me a UI. I need this combo box with specific behavior. And you're like, I'll just do a component and ship it as a component and then add it
Yep.
to the UI. How much overhead do you think?
It's
Like, give me
second
a number.
nature.
Okay.
So
So everything's a component.
yeah. Like for my work product, actually, I just on Tuesday took all of the reusable components that I already had anyway in their own project, moved them to their own repo, and they're now a NuGet package that's referenced in the main app. And other teams could use them as the base components that follow the standard design guidelines
Mhm.
and have built in narrator. What is it called? Accessibility features.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, Marcus is right. Everything would be a component regardless, including the pages. So anything that ends with .razor is a component.
Well, some things are called the add transaction to transaction page consult component. You know what I mean there. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
add transaction form. The fact that
Right.
you have transactions in this app as a thing makes it
Yeah.
hard because people are like, "What do you mean
I
when you say
know.
transaction?" I'm talking about the thing in the app. It's called a transaction. It's
It's
awkward.
poor
I'm
wording. What
sorry.
else would you call it though?
It is correct.
Financial action. Financial action. But then now we
I
have
had
action.
I have made variables in C sharp with the word their name class, and you had to do that little at symbol. I've done it like two or
Oh
three
yeah,
times.
yeah.
It felt weird, and then it felt right. But then it felt weird, but I don't know. I don't have a good feel on it. But anyway, so what I was saying was like do you think it's this technology makes it easy to make components? Because like what other component libraries can we compare
Not
to?
libraries,
Obviously,
frameworks. React, for
well, yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah. Well, let me just say like totally different technology stack. If you say I'm going to build everything as a React component, I would
Mhm.
have to ask someone else. Maybe I could ask you. How hard is that? How much overhead is that to make everything a
Like
React
if you
component?
know JavaScript and you already are familiar with the structure where you need the app.js, It's pretty much Blazor WebAssembly except using JavaScript, and the syntax is a little bit different, or just Blazor in general, just using JavaScript. Same with Angular, just different syntax, but same concepts. You have a whole bunch of things in .js files that are your components, and then you use those as you reference them in other files that output the UI.
Never touch front end. So these are
But anyway,
actual
Alicia,
serious
thank you so
questions.
much for the raid, by the way, since I didn't actually say it. Okay, go
Did
ahead.
you actually pronounce
No,
I
probably not.
read up in chat?
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's Alicia, but
I think you got it right. I scrolled up in chat. Um, yeah, front end. You actually got it in. But that is the best thing to do is to mess with people and call them by the names that are
yeah,
close
like
but
my
not
name is Umberto,
right
but people have trouble pronouncing this.
because of the H in English will throw you
The
off
Ninja
horribly.
H.
Yeah.
And then, like yesterday, my niece graduated from university. I think I said that on stream, or sorry, 2 days ago. Uh, no, it was yesterday. Dang it. Anyway, I said that on Irish John's channel. My niece graduated from university. Okay, Lion. And I was able to watch the broadcast. And when they were pronouncing everyone else's name before hers, they were like John Baker, James, I don't know what other names. And then they got to her name, and it's like Olivia.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
like 4 letters and 5 letters is our last. Well, for some reason, my
Okay.
brother decided to use our family last name as his family's last name when the Spanish rules for last name are dad's last name hyphen mother's maiden name.
Oh, I didn't know.
And
Yeah.
he ended up using my dad's last name and my mother's maiden name
Hmm.
as his daughter's last. Anyway, it's just weird to me.
I didn't
But
know that rule.
it was just interesting that it was the same exact issue that happened when I graduated university. But her first name was
Same
at least
person.
Olivia.
What?
But my first name, they were just like what did they say? Humbretto?
Hubert. They give you a Hubert?
Some people call me Hubert.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's
In
really
India, the surname is Zarathustra. Is that true?
okay. Hmm. I have no idea.
Wow. I did not know that. Anyway, what have you been up to today? You seem to have been busy to join so late.
Uh, hey, I got a life. I'm joking. I don't.
I blame you for not showing
Yeah.
up on time.
Look, you can't rely on me. We need others in chat. Marcus, we've never heard you speak. Just
What
throwing
is
that
this
out
thing
there.
telling me?
I've seen you a lot whispering. But look, this is it's all
Alex Winter
good.
should be
Uh,
apologize.
life is good. A little bit rushed. That's all. I took some
Mm,
walks today. It got warm. I'm in Houston, so it's quite warm. Just put it that way. Anyway, warm and sunny. What do you got? MRTK. Oh goodness. Good luck with all
yeah.
that.
At least one interaction profile must be added. Please select which controllers you will be testing against. I will not be testing against controllers. I will be using hand tracking. What? Where are you?
Yeah, I see hand tracking was in that list of pre-check stuff.
Uh, I don't remember getting this error before.
I want to say I have an original HTC Vive, and it's so bulky and hard to set up. Uh, and I wanted to take it mobile because the only thing like you do your thing for like 10 minutes and then you're bored. So you want to share the joy with everyone, the first 10 minutes joy. And so
Yeah.
I have a suitcase that I'm staring at right now it's just big enough to fit all the HTC Vive stuff. Anyway, and that doesn't include the laptop, which also is required to run it. And then I can run really low res 3D games on it. That'll be great. Woo. But
Fast.
it
Are
just,
you happy? It's
man.
happy.
Oh. What is MR? Mixed reality. What kit?
Tool kit. Tool.
Oh, toolkit. All right.
Tool.
So
Why
interesting.
is it telling
Yeah.
me that I still need to set stuff up though? Oh, because this one needs. I'm just guessing here, obviously.
You're just clicking buttons.
I'm just clicking stuff. Are you good now?
Nothing
Can we
could
go
go
into the
wrong
next step?
there.
No, never.
Uh,
Oh, shut up, phone. I'm both too fast.
Hello world is not usually look. MR like
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, if they gave me more information about what exactly to click, click fix all. That's all you're supposed to do. Fix all. Keep clicking fix all until there's no more fix alls.
Wow. That's the actual instructions?
Yes.
That that's the real instructions? Like
Mm-hmm.
you as a programmer you understand like everything you run in fix all, you can program into the product when it loads the page to do the fix all. And then you can even show us anyway, whatever. Life is good.
I need that button in
Uh
my life.
yeah, Duke, some very wise words. We all need a fix all button.
Add to scene and configure. Let's do that first. And then let's do the project apply recommended settings and then push the fix all button. Scene specific is recommended for the main camera to have a clear background color.
Okay, this is different, right?
Yeah. Cool. It did it. Are you going to let me go to the next step? Check the box for OpenXR. A new page confirming detection of OpenXR will be shown in place of this page. XR plugin, OpenXR.
I don't want to suggest you do it, but those buttons at the bottom, yep, there we go. There we go.
I'll do it because I just want to get past that.
Yeah.
Apply, next, import temp, or TMP, I guess.
Marcus says it should be a programmer's ambition to come in on Monday morning, press one button, and that's it for the week. Totally agree, Marcus. Totally agree. And that's it for the week, and then you spend the rest of the time on Hacker News, reading about large language models. What 2023 is.
All right.
And button for the coffee, dude. That's right. Everything's automated, Duke. So if you just want to press the button for the coffee, although you could do a proximity sensor. First time it came within proximity sensor to your desk within the certain time frame in the week. Figured it
Or
out. So you're in. Is this
maybe standard assets, prefabs, not prefabs. I don't know. Let's just put something in the scene. That's all I care about. We got a thing in the scene. Move it away from the kit. It's not in the scene. But it is in the scene. Did I move it the wrong way? One day I'll learn how to use this. I did move it the wrong way. Okay, so we can see it. I really wanted to add a button, but I forget where the buttons are. Irish John told me how to search these things, but I've already forgotten. Isn't there like a standard assets folder?
good luck? That's my answer. Yep, good luck. I'm
Dude, just
useless.
search everywhere. And packages. I was looking at assets. That was my issue. Holographic button. Nope. I want to go back to the search.
I will say these,
Pressable button. That's the one I'm looking for. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, these game dev UIs, IDEs seem to be designed for like the screen is you basically need a giant TV size screen. That's my opinion. You need a TV size screen, and by the way, I have worked with a TV size screen because it was a
Got a
TV.
TV size screen right there. It's 40-inch.
Oh, that's true. You but then you can't stream it like this
Right.
because you basically need to stream the middle part or whatever. Like you need to have a lot of pixels. So,
This is the
anyway,
prefab, right?
so you have a giant TV
I
that
do.
you're
I have a 24, 40. And then a mobile studio that's a 13-inch. And then my work laptop that's 15. And that one's 15. And
okay. Okay.
buttons. And if we push play, and we should get some hands down here. We should get some hands. There's a hand. And we can push the button. And it even makes a noise. I don't know if the noise comes through for anyone else. No, it does not.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
42.
That is actually incredible. I'm legitimately impressed that you you kind of went from the install section to like pressing a button and it all worked. Maybe you've done the press the button tutorial, but for me, that's about 20
Yeah, I've done
attempts.
it like 80 times now.
Okay.
But the last time that I did it was 2022, probably February. It's been a
Still.
long time since
Okay.
I've tried to do any of this. But the thing that I was trying to accomplish was getting this WebView control on the screen and getting some content to show on it so that we could prove that we can use the WebView to control. But what I'm thinking is we can't use a Blazor WebView control that displays my local content. I need something that already exists on the internet to be able to display in this WebView 2 control. Should be stupid because that's not what I want.
Laughing, thinking about the you could do the financial management app in mixed reality. You could throw
Yeah,
money places. You could
that's what I
pick
was
up
trying
virtual
to
money
do.
and throw it, and that's how you make a deposit.
Yeah.
You count out bills and you throw it at. All right, I got to read chat. We got a lot of chat. Oh, Duca joke from Thindle. I'm just gonna summarize. Yeah, then he has all this. Yeah, Marcus, if you have a HoloLens, all the voice screens. All right. Uh,
Yeah, this is
jokes
one of
about
the main
math.
reasons, one of the main things that I want AR to solve is having multiple physical monitors, physical displays. I want a clutter free workstation that all of my clutter
Ah,
is holograms and virtual
okay.
displays. What else do you see?
Marcus says something about you can use that through Microsoft Edge. Um, and Thindle
Yeah,
says hi
true.
to everyone except for DucaSoft. See, this is what happens. We have all the power because we're reading chat, and whatever's happening there, no one will know that I'm telling a complete lie, except for the display on screen that shows
Oh,
exactly
this thing right
what he
there.
actually said. Uh, but yeah, I can misrepresent all of what you think because I am in voice chat and you are not by your own choice.
Yeah.
You know what? If I join again, and who knows, who's to say, I will be the kindest I can be and just gently encourage people in chat. I won't call them cowards or lazy.
One day.
Next one time. But yeah, this time I
Only
already
one
proved that.
time, not even one day.
Yeah, I will just well, no, one day I will still miscall them, the chat names. It's anyway, I'll mispronounce chat names on purpose and whatnot, but I will be
Yeah.
gently encouraging. I'll try and not be a big jerk. Which, by the way, I do. Speaking of being a big jerk in the Discord. And by the way, it's time, right? 1:36 my time.
I want to hear what you're
Um,
saying.
So
You've
anyway,
got
I
me
was a big
intrigued.
Discord. We had a fly-by-night new user ask a on question, and I was not kind.
Just
I
now?
I guess we just need like I don't know. I'm an old man in some ways, and one of my old man tendencies is like if you do that in a questions and answers channel where you're like, hey, anyone know anyone here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then
But
yeah, that
Muniak, he shows up on occasion, I guess.
oh well, I've never seen. I guess
Really?
so that's my bad too. This is a
Oh
valuable
no,
question for me.
it wasn't a bad
Where
because it's like just ask the question.
uh,
Because
it, you
his
gotta
statement
yeah
for everyone else was, "Is there a an expert
help
something or
yeah,
other in here?" And it's like
and that doesn't
GitHub
make sense.
user.
First
That's
of
what it
all,
was. It's like we don't
yeah,
know.
GitHub
It
expert.
it depends. So I did kind of go into more detail about so what do you mean
Yeah,
by
your answer
expert?
was nice.
Because I didn't think it was. I thought it was kind of. I was
Yours
like,
was very
just ask the
kind.
question.
You still got to tell them ask the question, but you got to expect like see if you're there's two types of Q&A questions that turn me into a very old man. Um, and y'all can take notes of this to try and poke me when you have an opportunity and my guard is down. That's what y'all should be right taking notes on this. So number one is that kind of question where it's like very lazy, fly by night, like it feels lazy if it's a lazy question. That's number one. I turn into an old man. Number two, I've come to terms with this, is where people don't really want an answer, they just want to talk it out.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I've tried to turn my Q&A brain into like,
Uh,
here, I'll let you
yeah,
talk it
because
out.
it's like so. I'm kind of in the same boat. I love being a rubber duck, if that is the intent. But if the person is coming at me with an impression of, "Can I have your opinion on this thing?" And as I'm asking it, I'm just going to come up with all of these other things that I'm going to say and decide on and completely ignore you. Then that's what
So
rubs me. It's like, are you really asking me or are you just wanting me to listen? Because I can do the just
yes,
listen, but
yeah.
set the expectation.
And
Oh,
maybe they don't
gosh.
know. And this is where, you're dealing with the entire planet because clearly the Discord is full of hundreds of thousands of people and we're just seeing posts hundreds of thousands a day, right? That's how the Discord goes. But I mean, at some point, you will just see this over and over, and you just got to make peace with it.
Right.
Um, it's human nature. At some
There's a
up to
song
some
about
point,
it.
or you could have what is it, billions of dollars because you have hundreds of thousands of people in your Discord, and even a single tweet gets you millions of dollars.
Oh my
Love
goodness.
I love this specific bath towel, and then you're paid $1 million. Anyway, once that happens, then you can be a jerk to people, and you should. You should when you're
But I
that
will never
famous.
be a
All right.
jerk to people. Not on purpose, at
Oh,
least.
you should. I'm joking, of course. All right, what do we got?
We
Uh,
got some remaining chat, and I'm going to go to this screen while you read those.
all right. Oh, am I the chat reader? All right, because
You started it. It
I did
wasn't
start it.
expected until you created the expectation.
I will kill that expectation by doing a terrible job. That is ending quickly.
And so
Uh,
Dukasoft said, I love to eat rubber ducks.
yep,
And
that's
then
what he
Thinda
said.
was like, "You're a great rubber duck," to that comment. And
Ah, then they made mama jokes for 10 minutes, one after the other, or insults, I guess. Um,
oh man.
hey, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna talk it out. We're gonna just talk it out with everyone on Discord,
Hmm.
or we're gonna sit them down and run it like a prison camp where they're anyway.
No, you said it to Dukasoft after he was talking about eating rubber ducks.
Yeah, you'll have to insult each other now. There you go. There you go, Duco. This is how beefs are started. It's exactly how Biggie and Tupac they were in
Oh
Discord chat
gosh.
or Twitch chat.
It
That's what
started with
started.
Twitch chat.
Yep.
Oh, anyway, I do need to end the stream and
All
go
right.
back to work. It's gonna be
It has been
a long.
real.
Yes, it has. Oh man, you actually stuck around, Alicia. Thank you so much for
So
sticking around. Anyway, any last words, live coding?
peace.
Peace and bye. Love and peace. Love and peace. Okay. Anyway, any last words? So, thank you so much for the raid. I'm glad you stuck around. I'm sorry that it's not really that much of a development stream on Fridays, but we do try to talk tech and try to have conversations about relevant things. And then it just kind of dissembles at the end and we just talk about whatever and just have fun. I like having fun, and I hope you guys had fun as well. I will be back again on Monday at 8:30 Mountain, 8:30, 10:30 Mountain Time, which is UTC -6 currently. But I do want to set up a raid, and we're going to raid someone that does work on a daily basis in AR, and it is Solo Solipsist. So if you are interested in seeing anything to do with actual AR development, so let me show you a thing. That's called a HoloLens, and I eventually want to start doing official work on the HoloLens or just any kind of augmented reality technology so that we can have a more enriched way to experience technology, way to experience data. That's one of my primary goals. So anyway, this guy, he does a lot of learning and it's been canceled. How has the raid been canceled? I'm gonna go ahead and cancel the raid and then reset it up just because that looked like it didn't it didn't actually do the thing. Let me make sure I'm typing his name correctly. Okay. So feel free to hang out for that raid. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing right now, but no, he's still going. I'm lurking on his stream. I just didn't have his sound turned up. I had Alicia's turned up, and Bardaki's, but I didn't have his. But yeah, so we're gonna head over to him. As I mentioned at the top of the stream or earlier, or just throughout the stream, I post these videos to YouTube, and so you'll see this no sooner than 24 hours from now. Yeah, so I'll have it posted tomorrow, 10, 12:30, 12:45 ish, and what else? We have our Discord, we have the project site, so that on Monday, if you feel like checking out the code for the project that we've been working on, the architecture, I was starting to tell you a little bit about it and then got sidetracked and then just dropped it all. But I'll go more into the actual project itself and we'll do some work on the last bits of it, actually, the last bits of functionality, which are finishing up the lookup list management for adding data to drop down boxes, essentially. So we'll continue that on Monday. I hope you all have a great weekend. And thanks again for the wonderful raid. Check out Alicia. She's fantastic. She started coding like 6 months ago and she's already doing amazing. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I'm not even gonna mute my screen, turn everything off. Bye.